So you have a $10,000 price target for gold.
Yes.
Can you tell me what your thesis is for that?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand it's not a made-up number or a number I throw out there just to get attention. It's actually the implied non-deflationary price of gold in a system where you have either a gold standard or some reference to gold. Now, there's not a central bank in the world that wants a gold standard, but they may have to go to it, not because they want to, but because they have to, just to restore confidence in some kind of future financial crisis. The problem right now is central banks have not normalized their balance sheets since 2009. They're trying, but they're nowhere close. If you had another crisis tomorrow and you had to do QE4, QE5, how could you do that when you're already at $4 trillion? They might have to turn to the IMF for SDRs. They might have to turn to gold. So then, if you go back to a gold standard, you have to get the price right. People say there's not enough gold to support a gold standard. Well, that's nonsense. There's always enough gold. It's a question of price. So take Japan, Europe, China, and the U.S. The big four. Also Japan. So the big four economies. Their M1 is approximately $24 trillion. If you had 40% gold backing, that would be $9.6 trillion. There's about 33,000 tons of official gold in the world. So you just divide 9.6 trillion by 33,000 tons, and what you get is about $10,000 an ounce. If you had a gold standard with a lower price, that would be deflationary. You'd have to reduce the money supply. That was the mistake that was made in 1925. It did contribute to the Great Depression. It wasn't because of gold, it was because they got the price wrong. So to have a gold standard today and not cause another depression, you'd have to have a price of around $10,000 an ounce.
Wow, and so that would be a really big crisis, disaster scenario.
Sure, but we've had them with regularity. 1987, stock market falls 22% in one day. That would be the equivalent of over 4,000 Dow points. If the Dow went down 400 points, it would be all anyone would talk about. Imagine going down 4,000 points. That's, in percentage terms, that's what happened in 1987. 1994, Mexican tequila crisis. 1997, 98, Asia, Russia, long-term capital management. 2000, the dot-com bubble. 2007, mortgages. 2008, Lehman, AIG. So these things happen with some regularity. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but we shouldn't be surprised if it does. And what I was covering in my book, The Road to Ruin, is let's say it does happen tomorrow or sometime soon, 2018. What's the response function? Because again, central banks, in 98, Wall Street bailed out a hedge fund. In 2008, the central banks bailed out Wall Street. In 2018, who's going to bail out the central banks?